Okay, so today I want to do something a little different. We are 1/3 of the way through this sprint, aka the end of month one, the end of phase one. So I wanted to take a little bit of a step back and just sort of assess what's working, what's not working, where may I have made mistakes, where have I avoided some pitfalls, and just what my expectations were going into this sprint versus the reality 4 to 5 weeks in. Because the clock is ticking, we have only 67 days left. So it is the right moment to take stock. But first, as always, we'll do a quick update of the sprint so far. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you're new here, this is all part of the Triple 100 project, which is to post 100 shorts within 100 days with the aim of getting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, that last part, of course, is a little bit out of my control, but it is a measure to make sure that I'm pushing for quality always. Now, where is this sprint taking place? Well, actually, the shorts are getting posted on a different channel than this. It is a creative channel, link below in the description. Now, the goals for last week were to post 6 videos, test out new formats, and repeat the same week because I was traveling. I achieved all of those except for posting new formats. There was little to no time to innovate. Okay, so let's look at the overall progress across this sprint. So those 6 videos now bring us up to 20 out of 100 shorts across the entire project. So we still have a long way to go. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the content from last week. So I posted 6 pieces of content in total. Now, 3 of which are my current bread and butter, guess the movie by emoji format, which are underlined in blue there. And the other 3 were completely different formats, very random, very different. Okay, so looking at the views on YouTube Shorts, as YouTube is the main focus, as mentioned, we hit about 4,000 views last week, which is a little bit lower than usual. So all in all for last week, that's 14,000 views in total across the 3 short form platforms. So almost the same as the previous week, which was 15,000 views. So not bad, but here's the thing, in the world of short form content and entertainment driven content in particular, it is quite low. Okay, with that said, let's take a quick step back and assess the expectations versus the reality of this sprint. Okay, to be honest, I expected a lot more views going into this sprint. Currently, overall on YouTube, we got 23,000 views and 17 subs. Now, by no means am I ungrateful for this. It is still something. It's not too bad. It could be a lot worse. I've definitely posted shorts in the past when I've only got a couple of views or 100 views or so. But here's the thing. In the world of entertainment, and particularly in the world of short form content, you have to be hitting higher numbers to kind of keep afloat, to keep momentum going. Now, it's got better as the weeks have gone by. It does take time to figure out the right angles and formats, even if you have the experience. Now, those were the expectations. The reality is I didn't test out enough formats early on, especially in the first few weeks. I made the strategic error on posting higher lift content too soon, which was more story driven, had much more shots, much more takes were involved. It was a bit too early to do that. Having said that, and here's the ironic thing about all of this, I wouldn't have discovered that need for simplicity without making sort of higher content first. And I use higher in a broad sense because it's like higher hours, higher edits. It doesn't mean that the content is more important or better necessarily. Sometimes simpler, lower lift content is actually better. Depends on the format and the appetite and what's working, what connects with people. So going forward, I believe I need to loosen up on what I think I'm doing and what I think I'm making, and take a bit of a step back and more instinctively play around with the content that I'm making to figure out my point of view, to figure out my angle on things within this sort of niche. And that's the beauty of doing something like this, is it's not until you actually start doing it is that you start figuring out what's working and what isn't working, and what maybe you would have done differently at the start. I probably would have just focused on the 100 shorts within 100 days perspective only, because it sort of protects the sort of exploration side of creating content and figuring out your niche and your point of view and your angle on things. Anyway, that's a lot to say, but something to keep in mind, and I'm going to check in on this perspective in future videos. But I thought this was a good moment to discuss that and explore that perspective. So moving forward, as we close out this video, let's have a quick look at the timeline. We are here, which is August 3rd. We have a little more than 2 months left until October 9th, which is day 100, the end of this sprint. Next week is week 6, and the goal is to post 6 videos again and keep up that consistency. And then the focus is to test out semi-light formats on 2 to 3 videos. So it's time for a new format to figure that out and try different things, innovate once more. And then lastly, as mentioned across this video, I want to avoid focusing on the views too much. Of course, I'm going to discuss them in each of these weekly overviews just as a sort of a benchmark. But on a day-to-day level, I don't want to just be obsessing about them. I want to focus more on the content and what I'm doing and what my angle is. Okay, so that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you next week.